Now, although most of this playground is already built, officials say they are still around $10,000 away from paying it off. That's why they are calling on the community to order their pancake mix and sausage. Andrea Harris and Carissa Davis are just two of the 15 women being honored by Frank and Joe's. And officials say because it is a woman-owned business, they felt it was their duty to honor these influential women. Repairing some of this brickwork is just one of the several changes that need to be made to the Kell House. With some of that money already in hand, officials are ready to get to work on this historic building. Whew, all right. Been a long day for y'all, Wichita Falls. Thank you, viewers, for staying with us on Facebook and for watching us at 5 o'clock on the news. Now, update now, Joshua Cook has been detained. If y'all saw on the live, he has been detained by the sheriff's and he's been taken into jail. He will not be set out on bond. His bond has been revoked. He will stay in jail until his trial. And the current trial date is set for January 19th, and that's been told to us by DA John Gillespie. So this has been a long day. There was an emergency press conference call stating that Cook took off his ankle monitor, threw his phones in water, took some cash, and went out on the run. A manhunt was called, and now, shortly after that press conference, sheriffs and sheriff deputies found Joshua Cook up in these apartments. And this has been a long day for y'all, for Jahara's family. I know they need a lot of support right now. Go support them as well. And Joshua Cook has been detained. We'll have the full story for you tonight at KFDX-3 News at 10. Thank y'all for staying tuned with us, and we hope you come watch the full story tonight at 10. And you know, if you can't make it out here for Station Day, come back on Friday for Park After Dark. That will be from 6 to 10:30. And you know what? Since the kids talked about slides with their favorite ride, let's go on one.
Okay. There he goes. I'm so jealous. And I just found out Melanie has never gone down a large slide like this before. Wow, way to go, PJ. And that water, oh, is that perfect today or what?
Well, yesterday the roads were caked up with snow, and as you can see today, they have been plowed over. Shout out to the city of Wichita Falls. I've seen crews outside this morning, and as of yesterday, they are working to clear these roads out. Now, yesterday, like I said, snow was piling up on the roads, and there was still a little bit of light traffic out there yesterday. I saw people at Crunch Fitness. I saw people at restaurants like on the border, Applebee's. I saw people at McDonald's. Restaurants like that. Now, when we talked with TxDOT officials early last week, they said they were pre-treating state highways and roadways, and they are still advising people to stay off the roads as much as possible and stay indoors, like you guys were saying. Now, right now, I'm at the intersection of Kemp and Caulfield and Midwestern, and it's a pretty deep drop out here. There's a lot of snow on the sidewalks out here today, but that's because they've been plowing these roads and putting the snow on the sidewalk. Now we're gonna look down Kemp. There have been outages like we've said this morning, but Kemp still has power. Stripes is right here. Got this intersection. Kemp still has lights. Target, they still have lights. They're going to be open at 8 o'clock. And but Maplewood Drive, down there and on down Maplewood Drive, down towards Taft and Greenbrier, they still have no power. So when you go outside, like they've been saying, get those multiple layers, but stay inside as much as possible.
All right, PJ, thank you so much.
Welcome back. As we wrap up tonight's show, we have more information on Josh Cook's manhunt. PJ Green followed this story all day for us. So, PJ, where did the search lead them?
Zach, sheriff deputies found Cook at the 5100 block of Professional Drive at Forest Glen Apartments. You can see here on this map, he was found with his girlfriend and her roommate. Now, deputies went to the apartment of Cook's girlfriend with firearms out and ready. Cook saw deputies with firearms out and ready through the window, and he quickly surrendered without struggle. On August 23rd, Joshua Cook's mother called his attorney to alert him that Cook had cut his ankle monitor, stolen money, and threw his phones in water. From there, officials immediately got to work to find Joshua Cook.
He's got a coming trial coming up. He decides that apparently he does not want to go to prison or live the rest of his life in prison or whatever the justice system gives him.
Cook is charged with the murder of Wichita Falls High School senior Yahaira Garcia, who was murdered on November 3rd, 2018. Wichita County deputies say when they arrived at the shooting scene on Hammond Road, Cook was kneeling over Garcia's body with the gun in his hand. And after being alerted that Cook was on the run, deputies held an emergency press conference to alert the public.
A little history about this: his bond initially was set at $750,000. My office believed that was an appropriate bond, and we fought to keep that bond at $750,000. Unfortunately, the Fort Worth Court of Appeals found that the bond was excessive and remanded it and ordered Judge McKnight to reduce the bond.
Just under an hour after the press conference, sheriff deputies located Cook in the 5100 block of Professional Drive at Forest Glen Apartments with his girlfriend and her roommate.
The roommate, although she could be arrested, she's not going to be arrested. She did give a statement of why he's here, when he got here. So she'll be part of the district attorney's office witness list when it comes to trial for this individual.
When Cook was asked why he ran, he had this to say.
Any reason why you run, Josh? Drunk, irrational decision.
Back up.
After a long, emotional day of searching and investigating, authorities say they are relieved to get Cook off the streets and back behind bars. Now, Cook's trial was set for August 3rd, but because of the pandemic, that was moved. Then Judge McKnight has just recently announced that the new trial date is January 19th, 2021.
Thank you so much for covering that, PJ.
Why can we not?
Please, is that demand?
Legally, why can't we not? Because you choose to?
Hold that! I asked you, is that the demand?
A powerful and emotional scene outside Lawton City Hall today as protesters confront police following the shooting death of a Lawton man by an officer.
Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Daryl Franklin.
And I'm Lauren Linville. The family and loved ones of a Lawton man shot and killed by police gathered outside the Comanche County Courthouse, as you saw, and the Lawton City Hall, demanding justice for his death.
Zontarius Johnson was killed by a Lawton police officer who has since been cleared after being chased for firing gunshots in January.
PJ Green was at the protest. He takes us there. Now, as a warning, some footage may be disturbing to some viewers.
Run to the east. Hey! You better stop. You better stop. Drop that. Bravo 8, shots fired by police. Stay on the ground.
The sound of this body cam footage was played several times outside the Comanche County Courthouse as the family of Zontarius Johnson demand justice for his death at the hands of Lawton police. On January 17th, after a police chase, Johnson was shot and killed by a Lawton police officer. The Comanche County District Attorney's Office cleared the officer of any wrongdoing. Johnson's loved ones say body cam footage shows he did not raise his gun towards the officer, although the OSBI report says he did.
It paints a chilling tale of an overzealous cop who was not justified in firing the fatal shots that took this young man's life. During a foot pursuit, the officer could be heard yelling for Zontarius to stop or he would be shot.
You better stop. You're going to get shot.
Regardless of whether he was a threat or not. Stop or you will be shot.
Not arrested.
Listen at the words.
Not arrested. Shot.
Washington says he will assist the family as they file an intent to sue the city of Lawton. As the protesters made their way to Lawton City Hall, several officers stood in front of the building. One officer brought a rifle, much to the dismay of protesters.
Now you want to put it up? Now you want to put it up? Now you want to put it up? Yeah, now you want to put it up? Now you want to put it up? We're going to get justice.
Despite police presence, Johnson's family says they wanted a peaceful protest, and the loss of a loved one is at the heart of their fight.
I don't even want to come out the house anymore.
I
don't even want to talk anymore. I don't want to be around nobody. I don't have no family because I can't stand them because of the hurt I'm going through. And then my family ain't did nothing to me just like y'all. Y'all ain't did nothing to me. But the hurt and the pain, it's hard. Y'all kill me and let Zon come back. I'll give up everything today. Y'all kill me.
Loved ones willing to give up everything to avenge what they say is the wrongful death of Zontarius Johnson. PJ Green, KFDX-3 News.
An officer on scene says at the last protest for Johnson, the protesters were armed with rifles, and officers assumed that would be the case today.
After seeing the protesters were unarmed, the officer unarmed herself as well.